60 million bison were slaughtered in 1873. You won't believe why.
It would be wise to invite all the sportsmen of England and America for a grand buffalo hunt and make one grand sweep of them all. Throughout the rest of the 19th century, that's exactly what happened. The bison was hunted excessively for entertainment and competition, both by the US cavalry and amateur hunters. Bison hunting parties would shoot at herds from passing trains, in what was called a sport that is peculiarly American. Bison were also killed for commercial profit, to satisfy an enormous desire for their skins and bones in eastern cities. These hunters would kill bison by the dozens for their skins alone, leaving the carcasses behind to rot. By the end of the 1800s, there were almost no bison left.
By the time that happens, Native people are confined to reservations. This forced submission means that they have to rely on the federal government for food as part of a program of forced assimilation.
Once Native people had been confined to reservations, the government set aside some of the cleared land for a national park, and Yellowstone was established in 1872. The Yellowstone Park Act designated the land as a pleasuring ground for the benefit and enjoyment of the people. This photo represents a historic moment for wildlife protection in the US. 4 US cavalry soldiers posing with 8 severed bison heads in Yellowstone National Park. It was taken in 1894 after the capture of a notorious poacher in the park, Ed Howell. Soldiers caught him in the act of skinning the animals to sell their hides, surrounded by the carcasses of bison he'd killed. Yellowstone had just been established around 20 years earlier and was a refuge for the American bison, or buffalo, whose population, numbering in the hundreds, was on the brink of extinction. Howell's capture led directly to the first US federal law protecting wildlife, and the photo of the confiscated heads was meant to depict the soldiers as heroic defenders of an endangered and beloved American icon. But it also shows what drove the bison to near extinction in the first place: the US government itself.
You gave the all clear to go and kill 60 million buffalo. 60 million?
That's ridiculous numbers.
And then what? As soon as you gained control, you then became the guardian of the buffalo. That is absolutely barbaric. Basically, that's a turning point on how the white man came and actually took American lands.
What they used to do as well, they come to like a thing where it's just like, oh, right, but actually, oh, well, we're all alright,
Yeah, we've got you by the bollocks.
We're not all that bad. Do you fancy trade and stuff like horses, pelts and all this and that? So, not the Native Americans, false Americans, I'll say, went in there, started stripping off the pelts and stuff, and then sell it back to the Native Americans while it's cold. Yeah. They used to fill it with smallpox, a disease. The white Americans used to smother the pelts, and then sell it to the Red Indians to kill them off. They used to wrap quilts in smallpox so they would die faster.
Greed killed the beast.